Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. What the fuck? All right. Hello, everybody. Now, I don't know whether anybody's here yet or not, or whether anybody's going to be here or not, or whether I am just simply talking to myself. I spend an awful lot of time talking to myself, so why should I care now? Why should I care? I don't. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's why this impromptu live stream, I mean, all live streams are impromptu to a degree, except those that, of course, are organised. The ones that are the opposite, the ones that you organise, then don't do. What am I talking about? No idea. No idea at all. Anyway, as you can see, I am here on New Year's Day at work. And I'm not doing a live stream because I'm lonely, but just simply because I can. I can. It's got a bit cold. It's a bit... Oh, actually, do you know what? I must have warmed myself up enough to not even generate any cold air in here. I've warmed up the whole lockup just by being enthusiastic and energetic. And anyway, see, we have a couple of people here already. I shall say hello to you in a minute. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Oh, right. Okay, I'll come to that in a second. I am in my lockup with this car. As you can see, rather shiny bonnet suddenly. What do you reckon? Rather shiny bonnet. I don't look too closely, but yeah, that's what I've been doing here today. I mean, many people will, on New Year's Day, just have the day off. Stay at home. Spend time with the family and the dog. But not me. No. I get out the house. I get out the house so as I don't drive myself insane. Oh, by the way, should I have this light off? I think I did last time, didn't I? Yes. That's better. Isn't that better? That's more cosy. We want a cosy atmosphere, don't we? Yes, we do. What was I talking about? New Year's Day and how most people will be at home. Well, I mean, we have people around the house today. I didn't need to be in, so I thought I might as well go out and do some work on this car. Now today, before I go any further, you won't be able to see it, and that's deliberate because it isn't finished, but this part here, I've just had my first go of respraying, and that back arch there, which you can't see at all, I've just sprayed in the wrong colour. The wrong colour deliberately as well, I might add, because it doesn't matter, because it's a repair job, and spraying it in the wrong colour means that I get to see how good the repair actually is before I start trying to spray it in the correct colour, which is Tahiti blue. So at the moment, that arch is green. Okay? Yes. Yes, indeed. Now, in case we have any new people popping in, this live stream is just what I will do from time to time, just to amuse myself and sometimes to amuse other people. If anybody would like to do a like on the live stream, just to help bump it along, that would be appreciated. If you don't want to, fair enough. I'm not really going to try and talk you into it, because what would be the point of that? What would be the point indeed? Let's have a look at some comments. Let's see who is here with me today. And it is Peter P, who says, "Now then!" Presumably in Allegro man's voice. We're going to do that again. "Now then!" I'm better at doing Allegro man than he is himself these days, yeah? "Now then!" Stop it now. Happy New Year, says Carol C. Happy New Year to you as well. Mice or rats? Well, Carol, I don't actually know. I have seen rats here, but I've never seen one. Yeah, funny thing about rats are a bit like badgers, where you only ever see one when they're already dead. And I've seen a couple of dead rats in here, but I've never actually seen one scurrying around. Well, in actual fact, rats don't so much scurry, do they? They just... mice scurry. Oh, here are my some tea bags just over here. So that is that many at least wasted to the mice, and I shouldn't be touching that because there might be wee on it. But there we go. Oh, and there's a bit of my tea bag box that they chewed their way through. I have seen mice here before, though, and droppings. So I'm not really bothered about mice too much. It just means that, well, I suppose I should put my other tea bags in the fridge or something. I mean, tea bags don't need to go in the fridge normally. Oh, I could put them in the microwave. They can't really get in there, can they? Or I could just have myself another kind of storage box, which is mouse impenetrable. Like this. Well, it's not actually, but you know, they could chew a hole through the plastic, but they're less likely to do than chew a hole through the cardboard, because they do like to eat cardboard anyway. Why would they bother with the tea bags? I mean, the fact is they don't drink tea, do they? Mice don't drink tea, but the tea bags themselves would make a nice, comfortable bed. So as I was rummaging through my box of spoilt tea bags, I was half expecting to find some little baby mice in there, but I didn't. I mean, I'm surprised to have any at all, because I thought they'd all just be hibernating at the moment with the slugs. But there we go. Bit of slugs. That's the one thing I really cannot stand to have knocking about, and I have had that before. I threw a kettle away because of the slug. Yep. I mean, don't have to worry about it at the moment because it's too cold. But once spring starts coming around, spring and damp, then the slugs will be back in with the, you know, some sort of force, won't they? So my kettle cups will all be going out of the way every evening, because when you come to work and you find a slug inside your kettle, it does put you off using it somewhat. Or in a cup. I've chucked a cup away because a slug's been in. Yeah, and I could wash it, I could bleach it, I could get rid of any evidence of slug. But for some reason, no. No, I just don't want it about anymore. And I am careful to check. I have been careful to check whether they've been about, because you can see the little trails and stuff. And, you know, I know if they've been in here, but it's not been for a while. So there we go. That's a rather good answer to your question. Emma Lemon is here. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, Emma Lemon. Thank you for joining me here today whilst I ramble on rather pointlessly, rather aimlessly, to anyone who cares to listen. All 9 of you. All 9 of you. Oh, live streams are just not what they used to be. All 12 of you. Oh, live streams are still not what they used to be. You never know what could happen next. Something hopefully rather good. This year, I want to have something fabulous. I want this to be a record-breaking year. This is a broken record. That broke because it got dropped on the floor. Now, what we should have done is use the heat gun on it to make it flexible like I just did there. Let's try this out. There, you see? If you don't want your records breaking when you drop them, simply warm them up with a heat gun and that will protect them from getting broken. Yep. You can still play that. Well, you would have been able to play all of it. What you can do is you can play this bit just around there. Whereas if I dropped it without heating it up first, it'd have been completely knackered. And that wouldn't do, would it? Who else have we got here? Oh, nice blue car, says Carol C. Well, it is kind of nice. It's also kind of a complete shed. But that is why I like it so much. Because I can only make it better. I can do what I like with this car and it will just get better rather than worse. Happy what? Happy Chattery? Happy Chattery? What's that? Happy Chattery? New drinking... all right, hang on. Onto the glasses already. Now, drinking wine. Moved away from mocktails. Good thing too. What are the point of mocktails? I mean, the idea of a cocktail is to get utterly ruined, isn't it? I know this because my friend Kev likes cocktails, and if I go round to his house of an evening, I will avoid having the cocktails because I quite like to have a conversation that doesn't turn into just slur. But I mean, he's very good at just carrying on being articulate, no matter how drunk he gets. And that's not why he has them. So I'm not sure really what the point of cocktails actually are, whatever they are. Please like and subscribe, says Carol C. Oh, very, very, very good of you to point out that that is indeed the best option you can take right now if you don't happen to be either a subscriber or a liker. Do them both if you want to. I would appreciate it. I might even do a little song. I would dig up. Oh, right. Now, I'm a man now that has pills. Look at this. Sea moss. Sea moss. There's a few in their sample that was given to me from Senior Mustard when I told him about my incredibly painful knee, which only a couple of people will know about because I haven't told everyone. My incredibly painful knee and my incredibly painful elbow. The pain in my knee and elbow is so bad that I forgot that I had sciatica. I mean, anything that can do that is surely a good thing. When I'm at work, I had a toothache about a year ago, and whilst at work I was fine. I forgot about it. I could just carry on working, I'm so focused on what I'm doing that things like that disappear. And then I go home and think, oh bollocks, I forgot about that. And it's really distracting, wakes you up in the night, all this kind of thing. Not nice at all. The knee pain has been one of those pains that I can't even forget about. It's been that bad that it doesn't matter what I'm doing, it's just a complete distraction. So these a non-doctor, a non-prescription drug off the internet might just be the thing. And why wouldn't I take prescription drugs? Well, I'll answer that. Because I think they're not a good idea. If you're going to have pain, you've got to find a way of dealing with it. And if there is a mumbo jumbo way of doing it that happens to work, I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. Taking ibuprofen every day isn't a good idea for two reasons. One is that it's not good for you, and the other is that it doesn't really do that much good anyway. I mean, when I've had sciatica in the past, ibuprofen just doesn't even bother to touch it. It goes into my body and finds something else to go and fix. The last time I had that, I had sciatica, and I took some ibuprofen. Sciatica's still there, but I realised my knees felt a bit better. I thought, that's strange. And that's exactly what it was. Hello, says Hooks on Classics. Hello. Hello, it's Simone. Nice to have you here. Yay, Peter. Chattery is... Oh, it's raining. Chattery has already caught on. Oh, what is it? Carol C says, hi to all the crew or Boaties community. This isn't Boaties community. Some of his community may well be here. In fact, some of them are here. I mean, the Greenwood, for example, is here. Afternoon all, hi Mustard. Without the Boatie, I wouldn't know the Greenwood. And without the Greenwood, I wouldn't know Emma Lemon. And I'm sure that there are many people here that I have Boatie to thank for being around, which is great. Because that means that it's not just a one-way thing where he has simply jumped on my back and got a load of my followers and then buggered off. He's not buggered off, by the way. He's not buggered off. We'll see him on air again soon. In fact, the next time there's a Mustard and Boatie thing, it's going to go on this channel. And if you don't know who he is, you will do. Cup of tea. I do love to drink tea. But in a moment, I'm actually going to have some coffee. I've had one cup of coffee so far today. And I'm going to have another one because, I'm feeling a bit flat. I'm feeling a bit lethargic. I need something to boost me up, to provide a bit of energy, to make this live stream go with a bit more of a woohoo. Not that's shite. Peter P says, hello, that's catchy, it's sticky even. It's catchy, it's sticky even. Oh. Tea bags in the tin. Yes. Yeah, I'm doing it again. Yeah, anything that's involved matron is bound to be sticky. Sorry about that, says Emma Lemon. Not going to ask. Are we a crew on this channel? If you like, Carol, yeah, why not? Rusty nuts. Chuck the box in the car. Yes. 2 points there to be made. What have you got again? Rusty nuts. 2 good points I'm going to make about that. One is that there's not always a car inside here. In fact, there hasn't been a car inside here for the past couple of weeks, or week, or 5 days, or you choose which one of those you think it is, because either way, it doesn't really matter. The mice have left my tea bags well and truly alone. Last night, they had a right good old munch through the box. So, there wasn't a car in here last night anyway, and it's the last thing I was thinking that they might be up to. The other problem really is that mice will not just eat boxes, but they'll eat bits of car interior as well. So you don't want to encourage them into your car because they can sniff a tea bag. Instead, right, I've got this big dog behind you right now, the one that I found in Morrison's car park. If they want to make home in there, fair enough. I mean, that would be rather uncomfortable. Imagine finding this great big dog full of mice in the spring. And then just given time, the dog just shrinks and shrinks as the bedding, as they will consider it to be, will get used up, damp, peed on, spat out, all of the kind of things they actually do with their beds. Wait, what are they like, eh? Why do they do this? I bet French mice don't do that. They're much cleaner. And I can barely type because I managed to cover my hands and my top in hoisin sauce. Very sticky. Ah, I see. That's what it's all about. Is Wilma with you? No, she's not. She's at home. Whilst my little people are at home, they don't want Wilma going out for the day. No, they want to be there with her. And the other thing is she doesn't like the rain. And she doesn't particularly like the cold because she's a dog. So, you know, she'd just sort of be in the back of the car. She'd be in the back of this car right now, getting high on paint fumes. That wouldn't be a good idea for her. Wouldn't bother me so much because I could just pop out. So no, she won't be coming to work with me again until schools are back in, which won't be that long off, come to think of it. Oh, by the way, last night she did have... we was a bit concerned by the fireworks because the moment she has a firework, she goes bonkers. Whether she's just being protective or what, but she goes properly barking mad. All the hair on the back of her back stood up, tail upright like that, just wagging back and forth like a proper rigid tail. But there weren't that many fireworks, oddly enough. Maybe it's because it was raining and most people don't want to mess about outside because it's wet. You know, they don't really mind it being cold, but wet, yeah. Including the dog, because the dog couldn't... Well, I went out twice with the dog to take her for an evening stroll around, do a bit of letting go of various bodily waste so it's not done in the house, and she wouldn't do anything. Right, so walking along with the dog, and she's just doing this. Yeah, come on, this way, dog. Looking up like that. She looks up at me. Come on, you need to go for a poo. Wilma, come on. So I got wet for no reason, twice. And so did she. She could have just gone out the front door and just done a crap out the front. I'd have picked it up, all would have been fine. But no, she had to be awkward about it. I'd be really awkward. I mean, she didn't do anything wrong in the house, and she certainly had a jolly good turnout when we went out for a walk this morning. I hope you're interested in all this information and I'm not just waffling on for no reason. I know my tea's going cold. Right, does it work on CDs? Asks Peter Acton. Oh, right. Are we talking about the heat? Yeah, it does, yeah. Yeah, although because CDs are smaller, when you drop them onto a tarmac floor, they're less likely to break, because there's not as much weight behind them. I mean, when you stand on them and you scratch them, it does actually stop them from working. Do you remember when CDs were first marketed as being indestructible? Not actually indestructible, but they said that they will last forever. And of course, the truth is, they didn't. Well, nothing really lasts forever, does it? And Name Me Minus One is here. Hello, Mr. Name Me Minus One. Happy New Year, Mr. Condiment. Happy New Year to you too. Would you like a tea bag? I've got to say, I don't just want to throw the tea bags away. Maybe there's some experiment I can do with them so as I don't feel like it's a complete waste. Rusty Nuts says, Record Benders with Roy Castle. Yeah! Record Benders. Hello, Inner Scrotum says, Name Me Minus One. Wrong live stream. Captain Horsey Noodles is here. For Christmas, I got a brand new combine harvester. I'd like to do a test drive in that, if I may. Oh, yes. Now, I have been offered a test drive in something really special. Because I've been talking about wanting to do test drives quite a bit more on the other channel. I looked at this, right? I will mention this on the Nigel channel at some point as well, because I think it's quite important. But when I looked at my statistics and stuff last night, as it was approaching New Year, you expect not a lot of people are watching. No, because they're busy doing New Year family things, being out on the piss, etc. Hanging around in the rain, looking at fireworks. And the term damp squib, of course, was invented for exactly that kind of thing last night. Right, let's not digress too much. But anyway, last night, this morning, weren't really expecting to see a great deal of numbers on the go. So I was checking things like the last 48 hours was a bit less than normal. Past hour at any point. Quite low numbers, but still people always watching. But the thing that they were always watching, and you get the top 15 most viewed videos at any point. It gives you a number. It tells you, the top 15 videos. And every single one of them was a car review. And that says it all. That when I make a video in here or out there doing something with the car, like doing some paint work, doing some fixing thing, going to collect something, etc., those videos do well with subscribers. But it goes like that, and then it goes like that. They stop getting viewed. Car reviews, often subscribers aren't as interested, although that's usually how they found me in the first place, but they just keep on going like that. And that's one of the reasons why I want to do more car reviews. Plus, anything I can turn into material, I think if you're a proper follower of the kind of stuff that I do, it shouldn't matter whether it's a car review or not. That's me doing a burp. Matron, he hasn't watched today's video. Right, yes, Carol, see, no, I haven't. I haven't watched any videos. Except I haven't watched my own video. I made a video before. It's not any good. It wasn't supposed to be good. But I've got a video coming out tonight, which I made last night. Finished making last night. That's good. Although it's not coming on this channel, so yeah, maybe it's irrelevant here. He is excused. He's been working. Yes, I have. Not only have I been working, but I've been here pretending to work. Potential work. That's it. I am like kinetic energy. Potential energy. Potential work. Anything could happen at any point, except normally something productive or useful. And that's, I'm afraid, just the way it goes. I've got used to it. You're going to have to do the same. Or something lol. Gas on a trike. The medication. I'm thinking of the medication, actually. Why didn't I have some of this before? I had some food, which was basically minced beef and egg. You know, egg mixed in there with a bit of cheese on the top. Oh, and chilies as well, of course. I don't eat anything without chilies these days. I should have had one of these afterwards, but I forgot to. So I'm sorry about that, me. Oh, it's lovely and wet out here. Let's make a cup of coffee. Thank you, Gaz on a trike. Each one each to be on the safe side. Ah, right, I see. Oh, wow, I've done that. I've caught up with the comments. Maybe because I've been kind of riffing, you might say, quite a lot. Comments haven't been coming in quite as much. And there's not that many people here. And I don't really expect there to be. You know, I'm surprised that anyone is actually here, really, because, well, most people spend time with their family having a lovely time, don't they? Rinse the cup out. Oh, yeah, I'm not trying to do instructions on how to make a cup of coffee. Of course not. No, I'm not. Thank you, Boaty. Carol C. Now, Carol C, I'm sure that without Boaty, you wouldn't be here either. Because I think you're one of Boaty's, aren't you? Yeah. Rusty Nuts again. I love Baron von Boaty's tall tales. All of his tales are a bit tall, I reckon. I've never heard him called that before. Maybe that's his new name for himself. I had an espresso martini earlier. An espresso martini. Is that martini with espresso in it? Oh, hang on. Where does that £3 come from? Where's that come from? Yeah, but that's a bit odd. I can't see it here, but unless I chat filter top messages, all messages, Smashing Pistons. Well, thanks, Simon. How unusual. What made you think of doing that? Oh, that's very generous of you. Oh, right, yeah, my knee's hurting at the way. By the way, at the moment, it's just really gone quite horrible. Simon, what a lovely chap. I always say that Simon's a lovely chap, not because of any other reason than I happen to think he's a lovely chap. He's a lovely chap. He's a friend of mine. And hopefully we'll get together again soon. Last couple of times that I was with Simon, we said we should make a video together, but we were just too busy talking to actually get around to doing any of it. The next time, let's do something like that. Oh, look, I've missed loads of comments here. What's going on? Oh, dear. Georgia was well behaved during the fireworks, says Hooked on Classics. Hi, Small. Oh, that's nice to know. Some dogs aren't really too worried about it, are they not? Some hate them. My old dog wasn't really arsed. You know, she was a very, very calm, easygoing dog. She never really barked. Very rarely. If someone would knock on the door, she wouldn't bark. I don't think she'd be happy to just let anyone in if they weren't allowed in. But my dog now, Wilma, I think if anyone was to come in the house that weren't invited, I reckon they'd get a jolly good biting or something. She just seems to be friendly enough. She likes people. If someone comes around that she's never met before, my brother came around, she'd never seen him before, and she was perfectly okay with him. But I think actually she's probably quite a good guard dog. And maybe that's why she's protective when it comes to fireworks. Now, my cup of coffee, I really can't be leaving this to go cold because it'll ruin it. Strange that, isn't it? Like tea, you have hotter, but you still drink it when it goes a bit cold. Coffee, you have a lot cooler in the first place, but you drink it when it's at the right temperature, otherwise it's not very good. Now, how good is this coffee? Look at that. Yep. Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Proper strong coffee. No sugar. Stayed on the sofa, did Simone's dog. Unless it's something else. Carol C popping out to eat my dinner. Spicy chicken wings, salad and homemade crisps by my chef. Hubby. Is he your chef or is he a chef? Huh? Well, you've already gone. Happy New Year, Mustard, says Rover Joe. Yes, lovely Rover Joe. Another one of my long-term YouTube pals. It's Rover Joe. I knew Rover Joe before I did YouTube. Yeah. So he's not really a YouTube pal, is he? He's just a friend. So sorry about that. It's almost like you've been demoted, but I don't mean that, of course. Hope to see you again. This year, hopefully will be a completely different situation to last year, where we didn't really have much of a summer, did we? It was the year where the summer didn't happen. It was gone before it started. We had winter, spring, bypass summer and autumn, just straight into winter again. That's what it felt like. And so all of the car shows, etc., were kind of a bit of a washout. Did I even go to one? I can't even remember if I went to a car show last year. I might not have done. Terrible. I mean, they're not the most exciting thing anyway, really, to be absolutely honest. But I do quite like them. Hopefully this year lots will be happening. All right, Milk Cocker says Smashing Pistons. Oh right, OMG, you do exist. Have you never met online or anywhere else Rover Joe then, Simon? I thought you had. I thought you met him at the Motorist. Oh, am I getting Rover Joe mixed up with I don't know, Matthew? You wouldn't do, because they don't look anything like each other. Simone, Simon, caught up. He's miles behind. Yes, Simon. Well, that happened there because I was on the wrong thing. I was just on Top Chat rather than all messages. And for a live stream like this, Top Chat really isn't necessary. It's not necessary at all because there's just not enough chat going on. Gosh, imagine having like 200 or 2,000 people watching your live stream, all trying to chip in and get you to read something else and have a conversation with you. That's when you need Top Chat. Top Chat, but hey lady, he really is an unmistakably annoying cat. That's a completely different thing, but it doesn't stop me from saying it. Hello. Now, who's next? Who's next? Oh, and I will thank you again for that, Simon. How lovely of you to just do that. Buy more tea. Tea without mouse pee on it. Oh, I will. Well, actually, I still have some tea in my box over there. Not box, my pot. And this Thompson's tea, which was brought around on a recent visit from my friend Gareth from Barnsley. And I know you know Gareth. I know you've met him. He's a chap who, when he comes around, he likes to bring stuff with him. And that's always appreciated. So I'm not desperate just at the moment. Unfortunately, that big box of Tetley tea was bought as well by somebody else, another one of my followers. And so I feel awful, really, that, it got wasted. And that's why I'm so desperate to think of something useful I can do with the non-used tea bags. I suppose I can always invite people around I don't like and give them cups of tea that I know might have mouse wee on. But that's just a bit too cruel, really, for my thinking. I don't even know why I thought of it. Would you like your tea, sir, with or without Mouse P? This asks Gaz and a Trike. It's going to be an interesting question to keep asking, isn't it? I really hope the better is weather this year is what I was going to read out, but obviously that was wrong. But he still knew what I meant. But it's not actually what Joe said. I mean, I do too. I have met Rover Joe, but I've not seen him for ages. Right. So you was assuming that because you've not seen him, that he's stopped existing. Oh. Now, last night I saw on the Facebook. Have you seen any of these photoshopping pages where somebody puts a picture on and asks, could the community do something with this picture? I see these quite a lot. I find them. And I think the appeal is seeing what other people do with these pictures, because they don't necessarily just do exactly what they're told. They'll do something a bit mischievous. One that happens all the time, which always amazes me, is you'll have like a man or a lady or a couple on a beach or somewhere else, and they'll say, "Could you remove these people from the background?" or "Could you do this?" or what have you. And I just think, well, why don't you just take the picture again without all these people in the background? We have digital technology. It's not really. It's not really like you've only got one or two pictures. Or another one I've seen quite a lot as well is could be a man and a lady, and the man or the lady will say, "Could you remove this person?" I find that really bizarre. Why would you want to remove that person? Because you've taken that photograph with that person. And if you don't want that person in your photograph, that's rather egotistical. You just want another picture of yourself. How many pictures of yourself do you need? Gosh! But that's not the point I was going to get to. The point I was going to get to is there was one where some man had posted this picture of his daughter's car. She just passed a test. And he wanted somebody to Photoshop it so it'd been crashed. I thought, that's a strange thing. Anyway, I answered this and said, well, why bother? Just give it a couple of weeks and she'll crash it itself anyway. And I'm a bit worried now that, she'll crash it and really hurt herself. But I can't find the post to remove that comment just in case I'm bringing about some terrible luck on somebody. Is that the kind of thing you think of? Oh, by the way, no, I'll tell you what, I'll save that for another time. I'll save that for another time. It's a very exciting thing. I'll save that for my next live stream on the other channel. I've set up a members-only live stream on Project Nigel. Because I'd like to do a live stream that goes in a completely different direction to the last one I did with Boaty, where quite rightfully I got a bit complained at by a few people. And now Boaty's in mine and everybody else's bad books for it. I've had to remove the live stream. I've just been very busy doing my own stuff recently, says Joe. Of course you have. Everybody has. There's no need for anybody ever to feel bad about not doing that. Well, I remember. I'm going to have one of these now. Oh. You shouldn't really do that on a live stream, should you? What, taking pills? Taking medication on a live stream? No, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to forget, though. I had these given to me last night, and I forgot to take them home. And it's really important that I take them, because it might make quite a big difference. Yes, not wasted. Brillogs. Nobody else uses the term Brillogs, do they? It's just me. Top chat or boss chat according to the BBC, says Rusty Nuts. Should I bring the Rover 200 over for you to drive, asks Simon. 1 second. The cold will always give you a slightly leaky nose. And there's nothing worse when you see a man talking away and he's got, drops dripping off. I hate that. I really do. I mean, it's natural, but it just looks horrible, doesn't it? Well, Simon, to answer that question, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you could do, but especially with a Legroom man and his abundance of MG Rover cars that I'm always driving, always for sales purposes. Generally, I want to do test drives of things that I've not driven before, and so unless it's something that I've not driven before, then just come over. That would be the answer, I reckon. And obviously, I've not driven that specific car before. Gaz and a Drake says, off I got today. I would have gone to the motorist after a brief appearance with the NYD, the new TT, or NYD TT. Didn't have a drink, went to bed early, got woken up by fireworks, and been awake since then, except for brief naps. And that is your experience of the new year so far, Gaz on a trike. Thank you. And now I've caught up with the comments again. Cool. That's great, because it means that I am more free to just wander off on tangents as and when I feel fit to do so. I've had a bit of a shit end to 2024, says Joe. So I've not really been active. My ex was seeing somebody twice her age and it hit me really hard. Well, unfortunately, Joe, things do move on, don't they? Sometimes you don't like it. Sometimes it's not in a circumstance that you want. Sometimes it's a thing that happens that you don't want. And a relationship can end up being just a one-way thing. But you simply have to accept that it's gone, mate. Really, that's it, I think. As harsh as that is, as difficult as that can be, there's no point in worrying about what an ex-person is actually doing, unless you can see a lot, harm coming to them, and they're not prepared to accept any help. Sorry, I'm getting really rather distracted by this pain in my knee again now. I mean, how helpful is it when you just sort of stand with your knee up like that? Because it actually helps. It doesn't. It doesn't. If my current wife met someone twice her age, he'd be 120, says Russ T. Nuts. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I mean, your current wife, if your current wife wet somebody twice her age, he'd be 120. What if it was a lady? Then she'd be 120. And if she's already 60, then it would have to be something like that would change her mind, wouldn't it? That's a nice way of, you could just say, my wife is 60. I need to get some food, TTFN. Bye-bye. That means that Simone is off to eat some food. And she's going. And the TTFN apparently means ta-ta for now, which is great. Thank you, Simone, for joining us and me on this dreadful live stream. I hope it's not been too dreadful. I didn't get any socks for Christmas. Anyone else? I didn't get any socks either. What did I get for Christmas? Well, a couple of A couple of my followers sent me like a tenner via PayPal. I had that, but that was it really. Christmas is for young people, not old people. I'm not saying that I'm old, but I am saying I don't really expect to come down Christmas morning and find loads of wrapped up presents underneath the Christmas tree. And we have actually got a chimney in our house as well, although it is blocked up. You imagine being woken up in the middle of the night with your chimney breast where it's all been bricked up, being kicked back out again by a fat man in a red suit. I reckon that present would probably have to be brilliant for you to tolerate the inconvenience. Oh, right, I was going to miss a couple there. Cartoba. There's a farmyard near here, that I've probably just discovered that it's full of MGTFs. Probably about 15 of them I saw. Oh, a farmyard full of them. It's probably, they're going to have some corrosion issues, unfortunately, then, aren't they? I'm just looking at it from the bright side, says Rover Joe. I can afford more things for my Honda. Yeah, that's true enough. Exactly. Now, how far are we off finishing that car off? Be quite keen to see it eventually finished. Oh, it'll be on the road this year. Yes. That's not bad, is it? This year, we have almost a whole year to get it finished off then. No excuse there, Joe. I'd like to see that car on the road before 2026. Can that be possible? I got one pair, says Peter P. One pair of socks, no doubt. I got 8 pairs of socks. My daughter must think I'm a centipede, says Rusty Nuts. Either that, or if you've been given 8 pairs of socks, it could be that there was a budget for your present. And within that budget, 8 pairs of socks fit. So, right, well, hang on. Here's the budget. Should we get him 6 pairs of socks? We've still got a couple of quid left. Or another £10 left, depending on how expensive these socks actually are. I don't know whether they're just socks from Primark or top-of-the-range socks from somewhere much more expensive. Only you know that, and your daughter. Maybe you are a centipede. Maybe, in actual fact, you need 8 pairs of socks because you wear them out so quickly. Maybe you walk around the garden with no shoes on. Maybe you wear the soles out. Maybe you never cut your toenails, and your toenails always poke through the ends. And then, after a couple of weeks of sock wearage, they're no use. And you don't do darning, so you do binning. Socks and bin. 1, 2, 3. Another pair of socks, please. Yippity-dee. That could be why. And now you're going to tell me, aren't you? No socks from me, says the Greenwood, but the 2 bottles of wine that I was given, will keep me warm. What is it, red wine? Is it mulled wine? I've got a bottle of mulled wine at home, actually, and I just don't really get the point of it, personally. I'm not going to warm it up and ruin it. It's only 5% as it is. You're going to warm it up and then there's any alcohol left in it at all. What's the point? Right, folks, I'm off. Have a lovely evening, says Smashing Pistons. Oh, lash, lovely to have you with us today, Simon Simon Pastigistons. Oh. Rupert is here. Hi, how are y'all doing? Oh, well, I'm all right. Besides being a bit painful, been a bit of pain, That's it. Hope you're okay. Happy New Year, Mustard, says Stephen S. Paul, and the rest of you. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year, where you are, every day feels the same, doesn't it? The weather's consistent. You don't get particularly hot days or particularly cold days. They're all just kind of hot, aren't they? You don't get damp days. You don't get dry days, because it's just dry. When was the last time it rained where you are? I'd love that. I'd love that. The one thing that really ruins this country is rain. Forget about the cold. You know, it's rain. It's rain. I don't even go to my bottom lockup because I know how much it's going to be flooded in there. And I've got my poor old Nigel inside that lockup at the moment, probably standing in a pool of water. Poor thing. Maybe I need to clear that lockup out and just hand it back, say I don't really want this one any longer. It's not really much use to me. Here we go, Rover Joe, and another update on his Honda. So it needs stone chipping, suspension putting back together, painting, and an engine service, and we should be good to go. The majority of the parts are already here and ready to go too. That's good. So all that welding has been complete. What a chap! What a good chap! Well done to you, Rover Joe. Thanks for letting me know. Happy New Year, Mustard, and everyone else here, says Black Lions. Lovely to have you here. Lovely indeed. Thank you for joining me. I probably won't be on for much longer. I mean, it's already 51 minutes worth of rambling on. I think it's good, reasonably consistent quality rambling on, but all the same, that's all it actually is. Unless we get a sudden spike in viewers, give me the cause to hang around a bit longer, then I will be going on the hour. Hate mulled wine, hot wine with cinnamon. It don't make me puke, I just don't see the point of it. What's wrong with cinnamon anyway? Cinnamon's nice. I couldn't find any though. I've run out of one of my ingredients I like to use quite a lot when it comes to cooking. Cinnamon is, I think cinnamon's a great alternative to anything sweet, because it has a natural sweetness to it, but without being sugary, which is great. A bit like onions do actually. When you caramelize onions, they have a sweetness to them. You can tell I'm getting uncomfortable, can't you? I'm off. Should have stored myself in the fridge. Can't go north from here because I'm flooding out here. I'm in the Bahamas at the moment and it's lush, says Rupert. You know, good for you. Good for you. I don't mind admitting that, you know, well, that's just, you're just showing off, aren't you? Showing off because you know how miserable it is here. Sup, Windy Miller. Yay, Windy Miller. What's the word? Well, you decide what the word is, because we know it's going to be more than one from our friend Windy Miller. One of the best commenters on my videos ever. In fact, I might even say the best commenter. Yes. Never meet your heroes. That's what I am told. And Windy is one of my heroes. And I'll probably never ever meet him because then it would spoil it. Right, okay. Now, who's next? Rob Joe. That welding was a mammoth task. It took me a year to get it all done. I'm pretty happy with it. So I've not welded for long. Well, that is good, yeah. That is good. Yeah, because it was all the sills, wasn't it? Some of the other bits in there as well. I don't know why it took you that long, though. Come on, what was you doing? Just you was doing it part-time? I thought you was like just doing it constantly. Burb. Bird. Sure is, yeah. Hate ground cinnamon. Love cinnamon bark stick, though. Ah, right. So the flavour comes out of the stick. You don't eat the stick. I don't mind it. I fixed my car, says Russ. New MOT. If I can only afford to tax the bloody thing. Why? What is it? You can only afford to tax it? What kind of car is that the major issue with? If you can fix it and get an MOT on it. Black Lions. Oh, what praise. Thank you. Well, Windy Miller. Yeah, Windy Miller, you are so appreciated. So appreciated, Windy Miller. Really, honestly are. And do you know what else as well? That a lot of the time you'll do a comment, and I find it really, really funny. I find it really interesting. And I don't think I can reply properly to make it worthwhile replying. So I just like, well, thanks for the comment. I really enjoyed that. But I said this before, I could make a video out of your comments. Some of them are that good. Reading your massive comments is like listening to my wife deciding what she wants to eat. It took me over a year because I had to do it outside on a non-windy days, of course. Which last year there weren't that many. That's true enough, actually. A Merc SLK 350. Do you not just do a direct debit for your tax rather than just trying to do it all in one go? I'll only ever do direct debits for tax because then you can. Well, for me, I've always got more than one car. So, I mean, this one is £30 a month, which I think's quite a lot. I've got a green, turquoise green one out there, the 414, which is £18 a month. That's a bit more affordable. But I don't want to just pay the whole thing because that would mean that I'm kind of committed to using it all year then. And then what happens if I sell it? Well, you promise some of that tax back, but you know they make sure that they don't lose out on it. So the only real way to do this properly, I think, is with direct debit. And do you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to treat myself to another cup of coffee, at the risk of getting the jitters. But I just want another one. I just love coffee. Coffee, proper coffee. Such a big difference. Oh gosh. Oh, I've only got a bit left actually. I keep this in the fridge, by the way. Not because it needs to be cold, but because it just may as well be there. Proper coffee is just excellent. I just love proper coffee. Proper, strong, proper coffee. Not proper coffee from strong instant coffee. Not nice. Not nice. Very, very bitter. And I don't like it. But I like this. And so I'm going to have this extra cup of coffee before I go home. Oh, I've spilt some of it. There you clown. That's the only trouble. There's always a bit that's getting wasted. I did one fix today, and that was on my microphone. You see, oh, I'm wearing the other one, aren't I? Of course, I'm looking for it. It's there. But it's got like a clip, like with a spring and a piece of plastic about that long, so it has, you know, the ability to clip onto your clothing. And anyway, I dropped it, and it broke. The plastic bit broke. So what I've done is, oh gosh, no, that's not good. Right, hang on. I've glued a bit of that broken record to it. Look at that. So if you look on that side there, you can see the grooves of the record. Now what I want you to do is try and identify the tune just off of that. Do you reckon you can do it? The only thing is now, of course, it's not going to fit into the pod. That's the charging pod. What am I supposed to do? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? You simply charge it without the pod by plugging it in. And that's what I'm going to do now, because tomorrow I am having a visit from Mr. Berry, where we're going to do a test drive. This time we're going to be test driving one of my cars, which is nice. Anyway, I'm quite pleased with that fix, provided it stays fixed and doesn't become unfixed suddenly. I'm happy with it. Now, where was I up to? That's exactly the vibe I was hoping to capture, Black Lines. Back from stuffing my face You got stuffed fences, do you? Back from stuffing my face, says Carol C. Drinking tea with rat piss or not with rat piss. Not recommended. Russ T. Nuts. Not gay. Who said you was gay? Oh, is it because of the car? I don't really see that should be a... Well, to be honest, actually, I don't mind having a bit of fun with stereotyping, but I think the least gay people drive the most gay cars a lot of the time. That same logic of the more gay you are, the less gay you actually are, because you're not afraid of just, you know, that. The unreplyable comment. The Holy Grail, of course. And not Mark the Vicar. Oh, hang on. If I had a garage, the car would have easily been on the road by now, says Rover Joe. Well, would it? Because, I mean, I have a garage, you could say, this lock up here. But when you have something like this, it ends up being filled up with stuff. And I'm constantly trying to fix the mess, to have somewhere to work without the distraction. I started making another video about having the proper lockup of dreams where everything has its place and there's nothing in here that's just junk or pointless. And that was about 2 months back I started making that video. And at some point, hopefully I'll be able to finish it off soon. Oh, I'm one of Sean Jane Cameron's then. Oh, that's nice to know, actually. Oh, Carol, that's really good. I like that. Nice to know that Sean's existence is actually helping me. Brilliant. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. Bit more. Windy says, I used to leave my motorcycle taxed all year round because I'm lazy. But since the man decided to punish me for trying to get it out for one of England's new towns, I stored it for the winter. Take that, the man. Should do. Should do. Why should you be paying tax for something that you're not using, eh? Thank you very much, coffee machine. Hi, fridge. I just had a thought. How liberating. Last year, I did a little section in one of my videos where I detailed the fridge, clean the fridge out basically, but I called it detailing. And I need to do it again, like quite badly. But I'm gonna do a fridge detailing video, and it's gonna go on this channel, and it'll be a real hit. Yeah, it will. Like the before and afterwards kind of thing. It's going to be great. Rover Joe, you don't have a sticker, do you? Just thinking about it, I have all these stickers on my fridge of the people that I know. For Ali Mac Mechanical, Retro Rats, and Marco Motoring, Braveheart, Project MGTF, which of course is now Smashing Pistons, Agatha and Anything, and of course Classic Britain. And I did have Joseph Lloyd sticker on there, but it peeled off. Just peeled off and won't go back on. But I thought you had one as well, Rover Joe. I was looking on my fridge for your sticker because I was sure that you had one. Yeah, that's great. I just remembered, says Gaz on a trike. I've been down home, so better check if I have anything outstanding. Ules. Oh. I drank some coffee once, says Stephen S. Paul. When the cup became empty, I never refilled it, and I haven't had any since. That was in 2000. Presumably, you wouldn't like this. And oh, I've got like a cat. Looks like a cat in my coffee. Obviously, you know, I'm the kind of person who will see faces and animals and other things going on everywhere I look. So you know, not being able to tip it at the right angle means you've got very little chance of actually seeing it anyway. I don't like that now. I have a suggestion for your vermin issue, says Windy Miller. Good. I saw a post on Instagram showing a European hamster looking angry and threatening when challenged, so I suggest you get a hamster. Or a cat. Imagine if I had not somebody else's yard cat, but my own lock-up cat. A cat that lived in the lock-up. Gay as in happy. Yep. Do you have flooding near you? Asks Carol. Not enough in chat for a beer. Right, let's get to that one then. Yes, there has been some flooding. Parts of Littleborough are prone to flooding. Hebden Bridge is prone to flooding. Todmorden prone to flooding. Because of course it's towns in valleys. I don't think it's that bad though. But then again, I haven't actually been up that way to see with my own. Oh, this is horrible. This pain. Oh, come on! Stop being distracted by it. I was doing all right then as well. Not enough in the chat for a beer. Oh, I see what you mean. Yes, I see. Yeah. Well, my thing was what, 27 likes. 27 likes, and I deserve a beer. But I don't drink beer during the daytime, so that wouldn't really make any difference anyway. Because for two things, although it's dark, it's still what I consider as being daytime. I mean, what time is it? 3 o'clock? Oh no, it can't be, can it? 4 o'clock? 5 o'clock? I bet that's what it is. I still have my beer in the fridge from about 2-3 years ago. But one day I may get around to tipping on the tea bags. Wow, yeah, beery tea. That'd be an interesting idea. The hamster will jump around with its little arms in the air like an 18-year-old on NYE, and the vermin will be terrified and leave your tea alone. Thank you. Toothpaste on the rubber seals. Puddy Cat. Oh, Puddy Cat, nice to see you here. Puddy Cat says, after a night of heavy drinking, when I woke up naked in my sister's bed, yeah. I feared the worst when my brother-in-law kissed me on the cheek. Those fears were realised. We have a sonic plug in our attic to scare away vermin. It works. No nibbling. That's an interesting one. Puddy Cat screams in an 11-year-old. Yes, except that, of course, I don't tend to bring them to work with me. No mice in my attic either. They can't pull the ladder down. Thank you, Rusty. What did you do with the giant dog? Oh, hang on, is that? Hello. Hello, Windy Miller. My name's Giant Dog. Nobody gave me a satisfactory name and I suddenly got myself a Birmingham accent of sorts. Well, there we go. There's your answer. Oh, by the way, the name for the dog. I was never going to call a dog Rover or anything like that. No. But I forgot that the name had already been suggested to me by an 11-year-old who said it should be called William, because there's William, Wilma, and Bill, which made perfect sense. So yeah, that dog is called William. I just forgot to mention it. I asked this hot girl this New Year's resolution. She said, hang on, I think we missed a word out there. So I asked this hot girl her New Year's. Oh, right, I see. I can't. I didn't read that one out, actually. Jeff Yu, I'm very excited. That's what I'll say instead. Hamster, when you really need a tissue. Hebden, Sowerby, and Mythen Rider flooded, apparently, according to the Greenwood, who doesn't live in any of them. I'm sure my family would have told me had been there. Plus pics, yeah. Well, I don't. Well, I do know people around the area, but on social media, I get to see pictures of things like that, and that's why my assumption was it couldn't have been that bad. It snowed last night, just after all the fireworks finally stopped. I woke up very early and watched it for a bit and then went back to bed. By the time I woke up, it'd gone. What a roller coaster. Yay, no ULEZ charge for me. My dad lives about 3 miles in the zone. I would end up to pay £25 if I got caught up in and out. Better off spent topping the Scotch cupboard. Mustard, it is time to take down the Christmas lights hanging in the garage. Or are they here all year round? They are here all year round because, and this is me going now, by the way, because I did say I was going to just do an hour. Yeah, I bought them for Christmas. They were reduced. They were about £5 or something like that, so I could afford that. And I like the colour. I like having the colour. It doesn't have to be Christmas to be cheery, does it? In actual fact, as many of us know, it's easier to be cheerful when it isn't Christmas. So there we go. And with that happy note, I'm going to leave this particular live stream and leave you lot to go and do something a bit more New Year's Day-ish and go home and prepare my latest video to go live. The one that's currently only viewable by channel members on my other channel. Nice to see everyone. Yes. Good night. Good night, Mark the Vicar. Oh, good night from Mark the Vicar. I thought so. Yes. Scott's pancake. Right. Okay. Right. So thank you. A big special thank you to Simon for his chipping in £3, which I'm a long way off being able to actually put in my pocket because this channel hasn't really made enough money just yet. But hopefully, if I carry on doing some videos on here, I'll get it properly monetized, and then we'll see. Maybe it'll be worthwhile. It will be worthwhile. Honestly, I'm going to do some great videos on here. You bet. I'm going to do some great videos that make you realize just how worthwhile it was when doing it. Okay, so thank you very much, and bye-bye. I'll see you in the next one, or whenever. Bye-bye.